Can the Bengals outscore the Chiefs in what could be a shootout on Sunday at Paul Brown Stadium? Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. And yes, Sunday's game is huge for so many reasons. To me, not only because of the playoff implications, goes without saying, the AFC North on the line, clinching that for the first time since 2015, making the playoffs, winning at home, all of those things. But the Chiefs are the only team in the AFC that you can look at right now and say, they could be a dynasty. And there's a chance that they end up becoming a dynasty. The past 3 seasons, AFC title game, almost won it. Super Bowl championship, Super Bowl runner-up, lose to Brady in the Super Bowl. They could be a dynasty. And, we can talk about Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert or go down this road of, this quarterback or that quarterback, or none of them have done what the Chiefs have done. And so if the Bengals, Lamar Jackson, all of those guys. So the Bengals now are at a point where they're 9-6. People are starting to buy in. They're getting all of this love. Joe Burrow, man, look how great he is. Number 1 PFF quarterback. This is the time. And if you beat the Chiefs, everyone's going to remember this game and look back like, remember when the Bengals went from Burrow's injured to winning the division? And do you remember that Chiefs game at Paul Brown Stadium where they clinched it? I'll never forget in 2005 when the Bengals clinched the division, made the playoffs for the first time in more than a decade. And I think it was like 14 plus years. It was the end of the 90 season when they had clinched the playoffs. So it had been over 14 years. And they clinched at Ford Field. And the Lions, all these fans had garbage bags over their head, right? And look, you remember that stuff. And this is a chance for Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon and all of these guys to literally shape an entire generation of fans. People are going to remember that. A lot of people this week have referred back to the 2003 team when they upset the Chiefs that were 9-0 at the time. And I get that. I understand that. This isn't that. The Bengals' expectations are much, much higher now, right? That game was, and I know they were flirting with the playoffs at the end of that year. This can't be that. The Bengals need to win one of these next 2. They need to find their way into the playoffs. And the easiest way is to get it done on Sunday at home so you don't have to go into a make or break week 18 or bank on other teams to get it done or not get it done, depending on what you need. And so to me, it's a shootout. And I know a lot of people, or at least some of you, have said, and I try to keep a pulse on our watchers. But don't worry, you're not going to offend me if you have some crazy comments, just whatever. I think it's hilarious. That goes for Bart Scott too, but that's for another day, another time. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I can't decide if it's worth the time. Anyways, if you want that, go to allbengals.com. I think it's going to be a shootout. And the worst part about it to me would be if this offense doesn't show up. I think the Bengals offense needs to show up. I think they need to show out. I think that they need to absolutely hit that 30-point mark that I've talked about. If you don't get to 30, you have no chance. So you just might as well not even play the game. Might as well not even play because you're not going to win. I'm telling you right now, I promise you, I don't care about the weather. I don't care what happens. Weather doesn't matter to Kansas City. They're from Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes is fine in the weather. Travis Kelce, that travels, okay? And Tyreek Hill, that travels too. You're going to hear from Lou Anarumo coming up in just a second, but here's Joe Burrow on, acknowledging, he knows they're going to have to score a bunch of points this week on offense to have a shot.
Yeah, I'd say that's safe to say. They've been one of the best offenses in the league for, since he's been the starting quarterback. So, we're going in expecting to have to score a lot of points, and we'll adapt accordingly. I think whoever was lining up from across from us this week, we were going to be excited to play. I mean, this is a big opportunity, whether it's the Chiefs or whoever they throw out there against us. We got an opportunity to go out there and win our division and make the playoffs. So, we're playing a really good team who's been in the Super Bowl the last 2 years, but So it's a bigger opportunity in that sense, but a bigger opportunities for ourselves as far as the division is concerned.
Can Burrow keep it rolling? He's going to have to. He's going to have to. This offense is going to have to put up points in bunches. They're going to have to score. CJ Uzama on Wednesday said that their goal, they don't have a number in mind, but they want to score every possession. And they damn near did it against the Ravens until Evan McPherson missed a field goal at the end of the game, and then they knelt the ball at the end, which I get. You know, you had a couple kneel downs. It's awesome. Like, that's the type of performance you want. And we'll get into the actual X's and O's and strategy and stuff during my prediction on Friday. But today I wanted to talk about the defense, because to me, a lot of you say, or you hear me say, well, it's going to be a shootout. And I've said that a couple times, right? Last week I had the Ravens scoring a bunch of points, and I think they would have with Tyler Huntley or Lamar Jackson, and Josh Johnson played okay, and they still scored 21. But a better quarterback, I think they score more. Anyways, to me, you almost take it, and there are people that take it as an insult to the defense. And I don't mean it that way. I think it's really hard to stop some of these offenses, and it's nearly impossible to stop Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Tyreek Hill when they get rolling. So here's Lou Anarumo. You're going to hear him on all three. And his answer about Tyreek Hill is great. We'll save that for last. Here is Lou Anarumo on Thursday afternoon discussing Travis Kelce, what makes him special, and how challenging it's been to cover these insanely tough to guard tight ends.
Put corners on them, put safeties on them, double them. You know, we've kind of tried our hand in everything. So, you know, these guys they're just, that's the new, you know, the new breed in the NFL, you know, Darren Waller and all of them, you know, they're a handful. So, you know, we're aware of it. You know, we're taking different approaches each week to it. And, you know, just got to be aware of where these guys are and do a good job in staying in coverage when we're assigned to them.
Lou, what are the choices you have to make as a defensive coordinator between trying to take something away from Patrick Mahomes or going after Mahomes himself? What's the fine line there?
Yeah, it is a fine line, because he's you know, the analytics and all that stuff say what he does to pressures. Well, he does the same things to zones, you know, and man. So I think anytime you're playing a great quarterback, if you give him just a steady diet of one thing, it's going to be a long day. You know, but so you do have to mix it up. It's just when you decide to do it, when we decide to do it, in terms of maybe calling a pressure or you know, changing up the coverage looks or whatever it may be. And ultimately, again, my experience with all these great quarterbacks from Brady on down, you have to get around them. You have to hit them. And pressure is the ultimate equalizer. And that's what we have to do. We have to harass the quarterback on Sunday.
Travis Kelce's the man, and he's going to be really tough. And so is Patrick Mahomes, and their rapport is amazing. And so that's why I say you're going to have to outscore them. Like, it's not an insult to the defense. Name a defense that stopped them. Oh, okay, the Bucs did in one game. All right, well, that's because they got a lot of pressure. Well, guess what? The Chiefs' offensive line isn't playing with backups. They have a good line. And, yeah, Lou's right. They're going to have to try to find a way to manufacture, to generate pressure on Patrick Mahomes, because if they don't, it's going to be tough to stop him. And even when they do, he's still tough to beat, as we know. I can't wait for you to hear this bite from Lou Anarumo, and it's really a clip. It's a longer clip, but it's really, really good, and it's on Tyreek Hill, and I really like the exchange today. But before that, I have to tell you about a new sponsor that joined us this week, Rivertown Inkery. I love them. You should know all about them, hopefully, and if not, it is look, the best. If you're looking for T-shirts or Cincinnati apparel, you're going to get the best stuff at Rivertown Inkery. I wore a shirt the other day in our video, and I love Rivertown Inkery. And whether you want to shop online, maybe you're an out-of-towner, you can go to rivertowninkery.com, check out all their different Bengals swag. They have a jungle shirt. They have multiple different tiger shirts. And the best part about them is the quality. Really, really high-quality shirts. These aren't shirts that are going to fade, that are going to shrink, that are going to do... No, they're going to hold up over time. They're going to withstand the test of time and still look good on day 365, week 17 of the NFL season. or week 1 of the NFL. It doesn't matter. It's going to last throughout the years. So make sure you check them out, rivertowninkery.com. Tell them James Rapien sent you from Cincinnati Bengals Talk. And if you don't want to just shop online, you want to go in person, well, that's great. They have a shop open every single day, except for Mondays. Tuesday through Fridays, they're open from 11 to 6, and then Saturday and Sunday 11 to 4, I believe. I went off the top of my head there, but either way, rivertowninkery.com. You won't be disappointed in. It's not just t-shirts. They have hoodies. They have glasses. They have different apparel. Anything is something as simple as a Cincy sticker you can get. And this it's quality thick sticker too. For your laptop, you want to throw a Cincy sticker on it, bam, you can do that. rivertowninkery.com. And without further ado, let's get to it here. Lou Anarumo was asked about Tyreek Hill. And I love the analogy. I love the exchange. So this is about 2.5 minutes. And this is why you come to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. You don't have to worry about all the other stuff that happens in news conferences. I thought this was a really good analogy, and I love the exchange at the end. Here is Lou Anarumo on trying to stop, man, the fastest man in the NFL, Tyreek Hill.
Think of a guy like another fast receiver, maybe like I don't know, throughout the years, a taller guy like AJ Green, a tall guy who can really run. DK Metcalf, right? Tall guy at Seattle, can really run. But when they're that tall, think of one of those trucks that are off the ground, whatever the hell they're called. Those things don't turn and bank and do that kind of stuff. Well, the Ferraris that are built close to the ground, they can stop, start, turn. That's what this kid is. He is fast as fast can be, but he's so low to the ground that he can stop and start, and he has such great quickness. He is truly one of the blessed athletes in our league, it's unbelievable. So body structure has a lot to do with that. When you're able to sink your hips and stop like that, normally 6'2", 6'3" guys cannot do that. That they don't exist, generally speaking. Some of them do, but the most majority of the people don't. So it just adds that much, hey, you got to stay on top, stay on top. And then all of a sudden, it's like Top Gun when Tom Cruise said, I'm going to hit the brakes and he's going to fly right by me. It's the same idea. You're on a plane, you're going fast. All of a sudden, you just, way to go. And while he's sitting back 5 yards underneath you because he stopped before you can. So it just adds another element to it. There's a reason why, I've said it already a bunch of times this week, there's a reason why this team has been to the last 2 Super Bowls and won one of them. There's a reason why they've won 8 in a row. There's a reason why they continue to win their division, because they have a bunch of great players and a great coach.
Lou, can you talk about Awuzie's speed? I mean, he was telling us he thinks he's the fastest guy in the team. And I was wondering what you thought about his recovery, about his ability to recover. That seems to be a real strength of his.
Yeah, well, he gets me crazy because he lets some of these guys get behind him and then he goes and catches them. I'd rather him just stay on top and make the play easier. Yeah. But no, he's crafty that way. He can run, he uses his ability well.
He probably can't. I guess he probably can't do that with Hill, I'm guessing.
If this guy gets behind us, there's nobody catching him. Just watch the tape of anybody in the league. Once he's behind you, he's behind you. This guy's an Olympic sprinter. There's this different.
He is different. He's a different breed. There's no doubt about it. I understand it. You understand it. The Bengals understand it. And on Friday, we're going to discuss if the Bengals can keep him from going over the top, if they can beat Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll give you my prediction, my keys to victory, and so much more. But make sure you go to rivertowninkery.com. Check it out right now because they have a ton of stuff. More on the way, too. So stay tuned for that. But, whether it's Joe Goodberry's Bengals on the Brain shirt, or Tiger Stripes on the Brain, I think is what they have to call it, right? They have so much stuff there and so many good items. So check them out. They're quality. Tell Doug and his crew that I sent you. And until next time, for our editor, Andrew Fox Miller, who's at the Cotton Bowl and cheering on the Bearcats. Happy early New Year. We'll be back on Friday morning with our prediction. Probably Friday morning is when that video will drop. Until then, thank you so much for watching right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.